WBCN with R.E.M. in Radio Free Europe. You've heard that tune here at WBCN. It's from the band's debut album, MURMUR. And Peter Buck, the guitarist for the band, is in the studio. Peter, how you doing tonight?
Fine, not drunk yet. So.
Welcome to BCN.
Thank you.
You know, it's really funny. R.E.M. is, that stands for Rapid Eye Movement.
Yes, usually. Yeah, it doesn't really have to. We just picked it out of a dictionary because we really weren't clever enough to think of any really cool names.
Mm-hmm. So you think it could actually mean much more than that?
Or much less, depending. Really, we just wanted a name that was short and kind of concise. It didn't really lock us into one category or another.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's kind of funny. Maybe I can call it, R.E.M. is sort of a mysterious band. You have a 12-inch EP that you released last year at Chronic Town, and now this album, MURMUR. And there's one thing about the music. It's kind of subtle. And when I listened to it once or twice, and then after that I really started to enjoy the tunes, especially on MURMUR. And it sort of indicates to me maybe you're not so much concerned with commerciality.
Well, we don't think about it at all when we write songs. We just sit down and make noise until something that appeals to us occurs. You know, I think subtlety is a virtue, and I think it's really nice that you can listen to the songs several times and pick out different things. So many of my favorite albums, you know, I can listen to them 100 times, and you know, the 101st time I'll hear something I've never heard before and get really excited. Mm-hmm. You know, we always kind of thought that if we did exactly what we wanted to and were very good at doing it, that whatever commercial, you know, hooks we had or didn't have wouldn't make any difference. That you know, the record would be appreciated anyway. Mm-hmm. You know, we certainly don't think about being commercial when we're making records or writing songs.
Mm-hmm. Does it worry you that you might feel pressured that you'd have to deliver something?
So? No, not at all. Our record label's real nice, and they pretty much let us do what we want to do. And you know, there's not a whole lot of pressure to come up with the hits. I think that, you know, we've kind of come up with one now without even really expecting it. No one expected it.
Well, Radio Free Europe is on the album, but that was actually your first single.
Yeah, I put it out a couple of years ago. We did a real abysmal version of it. We played it okay, but the final mix and the mastering was just so bad, it was just really embarrassing. And it was very limited edition also. It was kind of distributed by, I don't know, Blind Men or something. You couldn't get it anywhere but Atlanta and New York. So
was it a small label that...
Small isn't even quite the word for it. It almost didn't exist. It was Hibtone Records. It was just this guy who wanted to be in the record business, and so basically he just signed a band and tried to learn how to do it as he did it, and didn't really succeed.
Well, everyone has to start somewhere. You have to get something going. Now, the band is actually from Georgia, Athens, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Is there with all the bands coming out of Athens, Georgia, is it a fertile musical scene? I mean, were you turned on to music there from what you heard on the radio or what other bands were doing?
Well, it's not really even a scene. I'd hesitate to call it that. There are people who make music. Pretty much all of them live within about 2 blocks of me. You know, us. Other than B-52s who moved away, there's Pylon, Love Tractor, and the Method Actors, and other bands you haven't heard yet that are just friends. Everyone makes music, and there's a pretty supportive audience. And it's definitely a no-pressure situation. Lots of people join bands and play once in public and then disappear.
Because a lot of times you go out and you might have people that are into music or into making music, but there was no scene or no music that they were hearing on the radio or from bands around the area, and they just haven't gotten any kind of a start, you know. Boston's doing quite well. I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of great bands from here. I mean, you know, I don't need to name them. Everyone knows them, but I have lots of records from bands from Boston, bands I've seen. Hi to the Neats, by the way.
Oh, you've played with the Neats before?
Yeah, we did once at Maxwell's. We tried to arrange dates with them this tour and last tour, and unfortunately, they've just been on the road every time that we have and not available. But someday, I promise, we're going to work out a date with the Neats. You know.
Okay, Peter Buck from R.E.M. right here at WBCN, the Chronic Town EP now. I would like to play this song. This is my favorite R.E.M. track. It's a song called Wolves Lower. You actually did a video for this, too.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone's seen it, but...
well, maybe soon. Maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not even too worried about it. We did it in one day. It was kind of... It's okay. It's certainly... You know, video isn't our strong, you know, ability. We just did it. Why not?
Mm-hmm. One thing, may I ask you, Wolves Lower is the name of this song. Is there any, do you have anything to say about the meaning of this song?
Well, no, but I must say, kind of parenthetically, when we first did this record, we thought, okay, we're going to put a really silly title on every one of the songs so that DJs feel real foolish announcing them.
Okay.
You can actually call it Wolves if you prefer.
Okay.
We were going to have every single song have either a parentheses with a different title or a comma or something so that you'd feel real foolish to announce it.
Okay. I feel foolish announcing it, but Wolves Lower is the name of the tune, and it's a wonderful track. R.E.M. and WBCN. And Wolves Lower. Band R.E.M. is in the studio, and Well, Peter, you've sold out tonight at the Paradise Theater.
That's a nasty way to put it. We sold all the tickets. How about that?
That's right. We've sold all the tickets, and we will be doing a broadcast with the band at 10:30, bringing it to you live over WBCN. But this isn't your first visit to Boston.
No, we've been here several times. We played with the English Beat at whatever the name of that hockey arena. I don't remember. Arthur Brown.
Arthur Brown. Brendan Byrne? No,
I forget. It was something like that. Yeah.
Boston University.
Prior to that, we played with the Gang of Four at Metro, which was pretty cool. And then we played in front of, I think, about 8 people at Streets. I think it was way before the EP was even out. It was quite a while ago. I remember it snowed and our truck broke down. We had to push it off. You know, all of us wearing T-shirts and like a foot and a half of snow. So,
did you when you started thinking about putting this band together, did you plan on doing so much hard work as far as getting out and doing a lot of dates, live dates?
Well, we didn't really know what to expect. You know, we just did it as a hobby. And
really, as a hobby?
Seriously, yeah. We didn't. I mean, none of us had ever really been musicians, and we thought, oh, it'd be fun, play a couple parties, maybe we can play at a bar and make, $50 or $60 and have a few friends come down and get drunk. And pretty much from the beginning, it picked up a lot faster than we expected it to. We all had jobs and were going to school and things like that. We basically just took away all the things in our life that we didn't really care for. School, Michael stopped washing dishes, all the real important things dropped off. And that just left the band, which, we're more than happy to work real hard for. I mean, it's not even work. It's just, effort, which isn't bad at all. Being on the road for 5 months like we've been gets a little bit tiring just because you can't sleep and you can't eat. But I really enjoy traveling and going to different cities and stuff.
We got a question here from a guy, let's see. Paul in Charlestown asks the connection between Mitch Easter and R.E.M. and how they met. So maybe you'd like to explain who Mitch Easter is.
Sure. He's our record producer, and his band, Let's Active, just got signed to IRS Records, so you'll be hearing a record from them, I guess, in the fall. Real cool band, but Mitch runs a little studio in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, which is really the backside of nowhere. And we needed to do a tape, which basically turned into our first single, and Peter Hallsapple, as a matter of fact, recommended Mitch to us. And we just drove up and got along with him really well. He's a really nice guy, really cool ideas about music, and really unstuck up as far as, following the professional angle.
Does he work with other bands?
Yeah, he did, let me see, he did the Chris Stamey solo album. He did the Half the Bongos record, the Nuts and Bolts thing. Did the Individuals album. I think he's worked with the Cosmopolitans, various sundry other people.
All right, Peter. Well, I'll tell you, the record's doing real well. The album's in the top 50 here in America. Do you plan to continue touring in America to support it? Or are you going to take some time off for yourself?
Time off. What's that? No, I don't think we will. We're going to, we're finishing this tour the end of this month, and then we'll have about 5 or 6 or 7 days off. And we'll do about 2 weeks with the Police through the Northeast, Shea Stadium, and some of the other places like that, just to see what that kind of thing's like. And then I think
I'm sure that would be quite an experience.
Yeah, I have my doubts, but it'll be interesting. We'll give it a shot.
Now, what bothers you, about doing a stadium gig with the
it doesn't
Police?
necessarily bother me. It's just going to be real hectic, and it's going to be really strange. And obviously, most of the people are not going to come to see us. They're going to go see the Police. And it's always kind of hard to win over that huge mass of people, especially those outdoor things where everyone's drunk and drugged up and passed out in the sun.
No, but you'll be the first band on.
Sure, yeah. It's, I'm not worried about it or anything. It's just, it'll be interesting. It'll be a different thing to do. And in September and October, I think we're going to be touring America again, yet again.
Well, you're on stage tonight, and we'll be joining you at 10:30 tonight. Peter, thank you for stopping up at BCN.
Sure, thank you.
All right, R.E.M. on WBCN. We'd like to take it out with a track.
There She Again by the Velvet Underground.
Which is not on the album.
Not on the album for you collectors.
For you collectors. All right. Yeah. But this is from the album MURMUR. This is called Sitting Still on WBCN, R.E.M.